Welcome to The Long Run. I'm Christy, and today I am sharing 4 yummy and delicious summer recipes that are so easy and quick they won't heat up your house. Let's get started. This recipe is lemon garlic shrimp pasta. So we're going to start off with a skillet and butter. All right, we just added some garlic in there to saute. It says about 2 minutes. I'm going to keep a close eye on our skillets. The Tefal heats up faster than others, and I don't want it to burn. The next step would be to add onions, and if you know us, you know we're not doing that. We don't like the texture of a cooked onion, so we're skipping over that. But if you do it, you put that in and let that go for about 2 minutes. After that, then you're going to add in your shrimp and a little salt and a little pepper. And then we're just going to cook the shrimp until we've got it all like pink, like it should look. We'll show you when it's done. All right, so now what it says to do is add some white wine, but we don't have any of that. And so anytime that a recipe calls for white wine, chicken broth. We're also going to put the lemon juice of half of a lemon in there. All right, here's our next step. Put the pasta in the bowl. And then you get your shrimp mixture that you have over on the stove. And you add that to the bowl. And then add the pasta and it says and salt and pepper to taste, but you know, we just mix that first and then see. Let's do a little taste test to see if we need any salt and pepper in there. All right, so our next thing is we are going to add the zest of a lemon, which I've already zested. All right, it was supposed to be fresh parsley, but I didn't buy any. We're just using dried. It says to stir it again. For some reason, it says add the zest of the lemon and the freshly parsley and stir again. And then the next instruction is to add the zest of the lemon and the freshly parsley and stir again. So I feel like that was a mistake. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. All right. So now when you plate it, you can plate it with some Parmesan cheese, or we can do it now, whichever. He was getting the Parmesan ready. If you've seen our shorts where Joel was putting Parmesan on his pizza, you know there's no limit to the amount of Parmesan he wants on stuff.
So I'll plate mine and she'll put some more on there.
Yep, and it does say lemon slices too, but the truth is that I don't think Joel or our son would want the lemon slices, so we're not going to do that. All right, so that is it. We'll plate it up and show it to you. All right, here it is all plated up. And as y'all can see, that's a pretty light dish if you think about it, because it's not a thick broth at all. It's very, very thin. And you know, it's mostly lemony and garlicky. So this would be a great little summer pasta dish to make. Again, like I said, he went crazy with the Parmesan. It's July 4th, and one of the recipes that we are making is actually just little sliders. See, they're quite small. Anyway, we have some of these little potato buns here, potato rolls to use for the buns. And I would take you outside to show you all this, but it's raining, so you're not going to be able to hear it. We have our grill under the patio, but it's loud because of the rain. So, but anyway, This is a pretty simple recipe. That's why I didn't really show it to you, because I really just added a few seasonings to it and called it a day. It's supposed to have steak sauce in it, but we chose not to put that in there. And like I said, really simple, because I just added like salt, garlic powder, stuff like that. Anyway, we're also gonna have some of these. And I think are we grilling chicken on there too? We're gonna try to grill some chicken. We're having a little trouble with our charcoal not wanting to light very well. But we'll see. Hopefully it'll cook this stuff. Stay tuned for the last recipe in this collection of recipes. Is going to be a berry cobbler, and you'll be seeing that at the end of the video, so stick around. I don't know what happened that day that we recorded this video, but I don't seem to have recorded anything else about these sliders. I do know that it was basically like a hamburger, as you might expect, but we did leave out some ingredients, so we will link the original recipe in the description so that you can see their recipe. I think it would probably taste delicious as written. We just really didn't want to add the steak sauce, which would have increased the calorie count. Okay, for this recipe, you're going to find it is a very, very, very easy recipe, we think. Seems to be quite minimal in its instructions. Unless you want to make your own pesto, which if you choose that, then there's more steps than what we're going to be doing here. But Joel boiled some pasta for us to al dente, and I just heated up some chicken to go in this. So if you have some leftover chicken, this would be a really good recipe for that, because then you don't have to also cook chicken. All right, so while he was cooking the pasta, he also took out half a cup of pasta water that we may or may not use.
Just in case.
Yeah, may or may not use. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna empty out this whole jar of pesto into the pasta. There we go. Had to get it started. There you go. There you go. Just needed a little help, little push, little tappy, little taparoo.
You know what movie that's from? Drop it in the comments below.
Don't you want to go home?
That's your home.
That's your home. So we're going to stir that around. One of the grossest things that can be on a YouTube video is hearing someone stir pasta, so don't be surprised that I just skipped that. So now we're going to put some heavy cream in there. That's 1 cup. We'll have the recipes to all these recipes. We'll have all the links to these recipes in the description. Tossing again, so yeah, about to skip. All right, so it says to add the pasta water if you think the sauce needs to be thinned out. What do you think?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Perfect.
Okay. All right, so now we're adding in our chicken. This is 3 cups of chicken. This is the day after July 4th, so this is chicken that we put on the grill that we have leftover chicken with. So but like I said, you could use like a whole chicken or a rotisserie chicken if you buy those. You know, that way you wouldn't have to cook any chicken just for the recipe. All right, so believe it or not, this is all you have to do to this recipe. Now we're going to plate it up. We are going to show you that there is an optional thing that you can add to the recipe, but we're going to do that after we plate it up. All right, next step is to put some Parmesan cheese on it. Now, it also says you can throw some pine nuts on there. We don't have any of those, and I wasn't going to buy pine nuts just for one recipe. So, but this is it. You want to do a little taste test real quick? Okay, little taste test here.
Good.
It's good? You like that? Okay, it's July 4th, and
Yeah.
we are making a berry cobbler in the slow cooker. Says it'll take about 2.5 hours for it to cook. Just in case our crock pot is bigger than the person intended for it to be, we'll be watching it a little closer to make sure that it doesn't overcook before the 2.5 hours are up. Ironically, I originally found this recipe on one site and they said low for 2.5 hours. And I saw a lot of comments down below it saying, I think you made a mistake. I think it's supposed to be high because this didn't cook in like 5 hours. It was still not done. And so then I stumbled across this other recipe video, and it was a person who took that recipe and they basically changed it to say high. And I don't know, there may be some other thing, but they acknowledged that they adapted it from the other recipe. And it says high, and all the comments are, this is so amazing, it's so good. So apparently it needed to be high.
Sure.
But anyway, so we're going to start with the recipe, and you start with your mixing bowl and a cup of flour, right here, 3 tablespoons of sugar, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon, and Joel's super excited about this, right?
Mm-hmm.
1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. He's not a huge fan of cinnamon, but it was like, it's just 1/4 teaspoon, it'll be fine.
Will it?
All right, so you just take it and it actually says just to toss it around with a fork. That's interesting. Okay, you say so. That cinnamon smells good. And we're going to add 1/4 cup of milk. This is a 1/2 cup measuring cup. And so there's 1/4 cup markings in the middle of it. And then we're also going to add 2 tablespoons. It says canola oil. We don't have any canola oil. I'm not buying canola oil for one recipe. We're putting olive oil in there. Stir until combined. Okay, I'm always on top of the game. Didn't realize that I was going to need this in a bigger bowl. We're taking our flour mixture and we're adding it to our egg mixture, which is why I needed it to be in the bigger bowl. Oh, going back to the fork. Okay. It says combine the ingredients with a fork. Not sure why you don't just use a mixer or something. But when we do try recipes online, for the most part, we try to do what they said, unless I just didn't read ahead and then I find myself moving one bowl into another bowl or something like that. Or I just say, oh, that's not something we're going to do. But for the most part, we stick with it. Like in this video you saw, our little hamburgers on the grill said to have steak sauce, and we were just like, yeah, we're not buying steak sauce for one recipe. And I could make it, but I'm not going to make a whole bunch of steak sauce because we seldom ever eat that. And I don't want it to go to waste. So I just left it out. But for the most part, like if it says something random like, use a fork, okay, you say so. We'll do what you said. We are not recipe creators. We'll do what they said. Now we are going to prepare our slow cooker. It does say a 5-quart, and I'm thinking ours is bigger than that. It said, I think it's a 6 or a 7. So it might cook a little quicker than it's supposed to. Got the inside sprayed, and now we're putting the batter down in the bottom of it. I think we've done our peach cobbler recipe for the channel before, haven't we?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay, I'll try to find it, and if we have done it, I'll link that down in the description, because that's it'll heat your house up a little bit because it's done in the oven, but it's good. Right, Joel?
Yep.
Yep. I didn't make very much.
No.
Anyway, it says spread it out along the bottom of the pot. A very, very thin layer. But I mean, there's more ingredients over here, so I guess there's going to be something on top too. I don't know.
Yeah, the crust.
Yeah. So I guess that'll help it. If it was just this and some fruit, that'd be kind of a... And this may thicken up a little bit while it's on. Okay, so now the rest of it, we've got a cup of sugar, 1/4 cup of flour, 1/8 teaspoon of salt, and you just toss that around a little bit. So we got flour, sugar, salt, kind of mixed together. And it says to get yourself some berries. That was the wording.
Okay.
Get yourself some berries. You can use frozen ones, so we have frozen, and it says 4 cups of it. And you want to give them a nice stir to make sure they're all coated in that sugar flour mixture. You can make it all blueberry if you wanted to, all strawberry, all apple, pear, peach, I don't know, whatever. But we're going for a berry cobbler. All right, so now we pour the berries and sugar over the top of the batter in our crock pot. And you cover the pot and you cook it on high, as we mentioned already, for 2.5 hours. Maybe we'll be keeping an eye on it. We'll let you know what happens. All right, so we think it's probably done. Again, I think it called for a 5-quart slow cooker, and I think ours is like a 7. So it appeared to be cooking faster than we expected it to. So we went ahead and turned it off. We let it set for 5 to 10 minutes. That helps thicken up the juices that are in the fruit. And so Joel is making himself a little bowl, and he's going to add some ice cream. And then he'll do a little taste test for you. Oh, a taste test before the ice cream. Sorry.
I just want to get a... Well, the cobbler, you usually get a good crust on it. Usually the crust is on top.
Yeah.
But this, I mean, it has some, you can tell it's got some in there. It just doesn't seem like it's a lot.
Right.
So.
I agree. And again, it could be because it was a 5 quart
Yeah.
versus like a 7 quart. Is that, if it had been a 5 quart, it would have been a smaller, pot. So it would have been a little probably thicker.
You can tell right there, there's the good crust right there, so.
Yeah, you tasted it?
No.
Excuse the background. It's July 4th, and I haven't put up anything from dinner yet.
Okay, not too bad.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it sweet?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and we have it plated up. We don't have a very big ice cream scoop. If you had like a big one, you could just done that. Anyway, so that is it. What you think?
Good.
Good?
Yeah.
All right. So this is a winning recipe according to Joel.
Yeah.
So we will have all of the recipes from this video linked down in the description. Be sure to check it out. We hope that you enjoyed today's recipes and would love to know which one was your favorite. Do you plan to try one of them? Comment below and let us know. If you found value in this video, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing for more videos coming in the future. And until the next video, we want to thank you for watching. Remember, it's a long run. Give yourself a little grace.